Today I'm going to talk about a website called AllMusic, which is a site I've been using for quite some time. I discovered it in the mid 90s and it quickly became my go-to for biographical information, album catalog news, and music industry insights to the artists that I enjoyed and helped me discover new artists. It's a free site, but over the years it has become inundated with pop-ups and other advertisements as bandwidth and server costs have increased. Now, the initial homepage, or this landing page, greets the visitors to the latest music news, now albeit usually from a wide range of sources, and offers a lot of views into music that goes beyond the top 40 or what's playing on your radio. The site's easy to use. You can see it's got a search bar up here, and you can search for anything. You can search for artists, albums, record labels, song titles, anything that you're looking to discover more about is available through the search because it covers all areas. Now I'm going to insert one of my favorite artists, Guy Clark. And you'll see Guy Clark brings up, here's the artist, here's another artist with a different spelling, and here's an album. It's Guy Clark self-titled, which is usually a very common thing with most artists, have a self-titled album, usually their debut. Greatest hits compilations with his name in the title will come up. And you can also see there are songs about Guy Clark. He's that influential to other country artists. So you'll see Ghosts of Guy Clark, then like a Guy Clark song, which are songs by other bands. But we're going to click on Guy Clark here just to show what pulls up when you pull him up. You'll see an artist here and have a quick bio, but you can click the full biography and you can see this pretty lengthy biography of an artist that not a whole lot of people know about, or I won't say a lot of people know, but maybe aren't familiar with. So you can imagine what someone like the Beatles or David Bowie's biography would look like on this website. Now the biography will have highlights in it to show you other artists who they've worked with, who they were inspired by, and these are all hyperlinks, so they will lead you down a rabbit hole if you're not careful. You can spend quite some time going across here, but we're going to go back to Guy Clark here. Right, you're going to get the biography here, and then you go below here and you're going to see discography. And this is going to pull up all of his albums or any albums that he has appeared on. Those are his main studio albums. You can click on these, and again, you're going to get a track listing. You're going to get the name of the album, the release date, the playing duration of the album, the genre, styles, and even where the album was recorded. It gets that specific. Here is all of the track listings on this album, Workbench Songs. And it gives you the discography timeline to show you where it falls and what albums after and what albums before it came. And then you'll get a review here letting you know that what AllMusic thought of this album upon its release. You can also see user reviews, or people that are just fans list what they thought of this album. Here's the track listing again. And you're also going to get credits. This will list every musician or composer or writer or producer that had a part in creating this album. And then you click on releases here. This shows you when it was released and what format. This is the CD. This is the LP, which came later. Similar albums. And it will show you albums that are from similar artists or have different or have similar feelings, or similar songs, similar genre. You'll see a lot of repetition here. Townes Van Zandt, who is mentioned in a lot of cross references to Guy Clark because they were close and did work together constantly. Robert Earl Keen, Iris DeMent. These are all well-known artists in this Americana, outlaw, alternative country movement. And below the discography, you'll see songs. You can search through songs and you'll find it without having to know the album. Credits. Again, this will give him credits for any song that he has written or played on over the years. You see it goes on. And again, they're all hyperlinks, so you can go and find out specifically about those albums and those artists and those songs. As you can see, he's had a long career, so it's quite lengthy. And that just shows you to what degree this site goes to provide you as much information as possible about every aspect of an artist's career. Awards let you know exactly what album won what award when. Guy Clark won the Best Folk Album for the album My Favorite Picture of You in 2013. Related. This is really useful. It's one of the more useful aspects of the site. This will let you know similar artists. So if you really like Guy Clark and you're trying to find some new music to listen to, this is really useful because it will provide suggestions. And they'll also show you who he's similar to and then who he's influenced by. So if you want to know how Guy Clark ended up sounding like Guy Clark, you can go through these albums and find these artists and find their music. And again, these are followed by, which is artists who were influenced by Guy Clark. It's the other end of the spectrum from influenced by. So you get into this again, they're going to sound similar. And again, a lot of these musicians are well known in his genre. Associated with Daryl Scott and Sean Camp, these are two artists who have pretty lengthy music careers of their own, but were regular songwriters with Guy Clark. Collaborated with Emmylou Harris and Nancy Griffith, the two that he wrote with a lot and performed a lot with, and they would guest on his albums and he would guest on their albums. Now, moods and themes is a really interesting aspect because it provides emotive terms that you might not think about when you hear this type of music. It applies vocabulary to the music that will help you maybe discover or explore more thoroughly what you're getting out of music. So when you see artist moods, bittersweet, earthy, melancholy, reflective, relaxed, and as a fan, I can definitely say that Guy Clark does convey these aspects in his music. Artist themes, late night, I think that can be conveyed into late bar nights in a lot of old Guy Clark music. And then related articles lets you see articles that weren't particularly about Guy Clark, still mention him and how he applies. And in these cases, it's he's referenced by Steve Earle and Nancy Griffith as being influenced. And I think that came when he passed in 2016. But the site is invaluable because of that. It really gives you a lot of aspects. So if someone is really into music and gets a lot out of it, it can prove invaluable. Another aspect of this site that I really like is you can create a profile which will let you list your favorite artists, your favorite albums, and it will provide suggested articles for you or new artists for you. When you start logging in, the front page will be catered to you if you choose that. You don't have to, but you can. And up front here, up top, you'll see you'll have new releases where every week this is updated with the new albums that have come out that week, and you can read about them, and then review reviews of them. Discover, again, you can click on whatever genre you're into, and it will make some suggestions for you. It's a never-ending source of discovering new music, which is really important now since most radio stations have been co-opted to reflect one another, and there's really not a lot of originality on the radio airwaves anymore. So you need some useful tools in your tool bag to find new artists. They're just not given to you anymore. Articles are just new feature pieces that are released every week. Profile staff picks will let you know what the writers on staff at AllMusic, what their favorite albums are so far. And you can usually go through here and see what, if anything, applies to you. See the previous month. They do this on a regular basis. Lets you stay up to date on new releases and maybe the things that are gaining attention in the music critics area. And it always has the year in review, which is updated every month or so to let you know so far this year what the new pieces are and what the best new albums are. It's a really impressive site, and I find it's really useful. Overall, AllMusic is a really valuable resource for any subject of the music world. AllMusic.com.